next question is with regard to Red Data Book of India. That is question number 16. The Red Data Book of India. Red Data Book of India. See, the first statement says Red Data Book of India includes the conservation status of animals only which are endemic to the Indian subcontinent. Second statement says Himalayan brown or red bear is critically endangered while pygmy hog is vulnerable according to Red Data Book of India. You have to pick out the incorrect statements here. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? That is the question. See, with regard to Red Data Book, see, the Red Data Book of India actually includes the conservation status of animals and plants. Okay, it includes the conservation status of the species, both animals and plants, which are endemic. Okay, it includes those the conservation status of species which are endemic to the Indian subcontinent. Endemic to the Indian subcontinent. So, it is having both plants and animal species, the conservation status of both animals and plant species which is endemic to the Indian subcontinent, and this particular list, okay, that is the Red Data Book of India, it actually gathers information or data from both Botanical Survey of India and Zoological Survey of India, and this particular list is being updated or periodically reviewed or maintained by the Zoological Survey of India. Okay, so keep that point also in mind. It is being periodically reviewed or updated. The list is being updated by Zoological Survey of India from time to time from as the input is received from IUCN. Okay, and with regard to this particular Red Data Book, see, Himalayan brown bear or red bear is critically endangered. Also, the pygmy hog, it is also critically endangered according to Red Data Book of India. So, here both the statements, okay, both the statements are wrong. In that context, both the statements are wrong. So, your answer here will be option C. Why? Because question is asking about the incorrect statement. So, your answer will be option C. Next question. Consider the statements regarding protected areas. Protected areas are covered under Union List of Indian Constitution. Second statement says wildlife sanctuary cannot be created for a particular species unlike national parks. And third statement says national parks prohibit activities like grazing of livestock while wildlife sanctuaries allow such activities with regulations. So, you have to pick out the correct statements here. See, the subject of forest and wildlife, okay, the subject of forest and wildlife, where it is forest and wildlife, it is coming under which list of our Indian Constitution? It is coming under the concurrent list. Okay, it is coming under the concurrent list. So, definitely protected areas will be protected under, or it will be covered under which list? It will be covered under the concurrent list. So, the first statement which says it is covered under the Union List of Indian Constitution, it is wrong. The second statement, see, if first is wrong, directly you can come to the answer, which is option D, 3 only. Okay, which says second statement is also wrong. Anyway, we will look the second statement. It says wildlife sanctuary, it cannot be created for a particular species unlike national parks. It is wrong, right? We know when we studied about wildlife sanctuaries and national park, we have seen the difference. Okay, so in wildlife sanctuaries, yes, wildlife sanctuaries can be created for the conservation of a particular species. Okay, it can be created for the conservation of a particular species unlike the national park. Okay, in national park it is not the case, but in wildlife sanctuaries they can be set up for the conservation of a specific species. For example, the grizzled squirrel sanctuary, we had Bharatpur bird sanctuary, right. So, in such a manner wildlife sanctuaries can be set up for the conservation of some specific species unlike the national parks. So, second statement says they cannot be created for a particular species, which means second statement here it is wrong. The third statement says national parks prohibit activities like grazing of livestock while wildlife sanctuaries allow such activities with regulations. Yes, that is a right statement. In national parks we know the such activities are, yes, theoretically we can say such activities are totally prohibited, whereas in wildlife sanctuaries They are allowed with restrictions. They are allowed with restrictions or regulations. Okay. So, the third statement here it is right, which means your answer is answer D, 3 only. Consider the following statements with respect to ecological pyramids. Depending on the size and biomass, pyramid of numbers will never be inverted. Pyramid of biomass uses live weight of the organisms in each trophic level. In each trophic level, solar energy is converted into heat energy and mechanical energy. You have to, yes, fourth statement is energy pyramid is always upright, and you have to pick out the correct statement. A very easy question, a very basic question. Okay, the question is about ecological pyramids. Okay, we have studied ecological pyramids in our ecosystem chapter. So basically ecological pyramid is actually showing, yes, it is a diagrammatic representation. Okay, it is a diagrammatic representation of the energy flow in an ecosystem. We can say as such, ecological pyramids, they are the diagrammatic representation or the pictographic representation of the energy flow that is taking place in our ecosystem. So here, see, the first statement says, depending on the size and biomass, pyramid of numbers will never be inverted. We have seen, yes, when we talked about ecological pyramids, we have seen there are pyramid of numbers, then pyramid of biomass, as well as pyramid of energy. Right. So, numbers, pyramid of numbers can, yes, it can either be inverted, at the same time it can also be upright. Okay, it can be upright as well as inverted. Inverted cases also there for pyramid of numbers. For example, take the case of terrestrial ecosystem. The terrestrial ecosystem, you take the case of a single tree ecosystem. There, yes, the ecological pyramid of numbers, it is actually inverted. A single tree ecosystem and the species depending upon that particular tree, that is actually inverted. The pyramid is inverted. So, tree ecosystem is an example where you can see inverted pyramid of numbers. So, inverted pyramid is possible, but the first statement says pyramid of numbers will never be inverted, which means the first statement there it is wrong. So, if first statement is wrong, you can eliminate option A, option B, option C, your answer will be option D, 4 only, right, which means all the other 3 statements they are wrong. Anyway, we will deal with the second statement. It says pyramid of biomass uses live weight of organisms in each trophic level. When we talked about pyramid of biomass, we have seen that pyramid of biomass uses, it is not the live weight, it is using the dry weight. It is using the dry weight and not live weight. So, that is why the second statement is wrong there. Okay, pyramid of biomass is not using live weight of organisms in each trophic level, it is using the dry weight of organisms in each trophic level. Okay. The third statement, and also here in biomass, pyramid of biomass also can be upright, at the same time it can be inverted, where it can be inverted in the case of aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic food chain, pyramid of biomass, we can take examples. There you can see the pyramid of biomass is inverted. Next comes pyramid of energy. Pyramid of energy, it is the energy pyramid, it is always upright. Why? Because energy at subsequent trophic levels, it is decreasing. Okay, no matter what type of ecological pyramid, energy at each trophic level it is decreasing. So, pyramid of energy is always upright. Now, the third statement here says at each trophic level solar energy is converted into heat and mechanical energy. It is converted into heat and chemical energy. It is converted into heat and chemical energy, which means the third statement here it is also wrong. Only the fourth statement is right, which means answer D, 4 only is your answer. Okay.